always got to make sure it works. You never know, as I like to say. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've live streamed. Feels good, even though we're not doing much tonight. Let me find something to play music-wise. I think I do have desktop audio on right now. I'm gonna turn my audio down, and then I'm gonna look for some of the golden oldies, as they say. The Crash music, the Spyro music, the golden oldies. Wall content. But then it makes my Elgato stop working. The mic, so now I have to turn on my regular mic so you guys can hear me, and I have to turn down okay, whatever. I will turn off the in-game music in a second. See, you can't keep me down when the fire's up. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I got upset for a second that the Elgato, that my good mic isn't working for some reason right now. And then we just played the fire. It's all good. Hold on. I'm trying to think, what world are we in right now? Is this the second world? Because this isn't, so it goes, I guess it's Midday Gardens, right? We should be in Midday Gardens, my guy. Listening to Jada Fire. Okay, so let me start. We've definitely been catching some Pokemon, as they say, you know? Like, we've got options. Okie Krogi. Okie Krogi. Okie Krogopolis. What does my Okie Krogi team look like? Oh, I actually don't have an Okie Krogi team. That being said, we could probably make one if we really wanted to. It's okay, because the Pokemon that I was actually thinking of is not named Okie Krogi, and in fact is named Fazandikrogi. Fazandikrogus, if you know this. I'm just getting something going really quick. I'm still trying to figure out why my mic stopped working, but I'm assuming it's because we're listening to music now, which is fine, you know, I'll deal with it. Give me a second, and then we will officially start. Why is there so many ads? Okay, where'd my controllers go? I have them. Let me take a sip of my soda. Massive chilling. Okay. So, we have Fazandi Pity. I pity the Fazand, he says. What up, Gudra? How you doing? Do you pity the Fazand? Are you the Mr. T of Pokemon? Do you pity the Fazand? What up, Nacho? Hey, we got all the boys here. How you doing? How are you doing? My good mic isn't working right now, so you probably will just, you'll probably, I just don't know how loud the music is compared to my voice, but, we're chilling here. We're just kind of doing the casual stream right now. It's been a few days since I've streamed. I mean, it's been more than a few days. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, please let me know in the chat how my voice sounds compared to the music, because I am not using my good mic. Hold on, let me turn off the ballerina music first. They hit us with the freaking ballerina music from Spyro, my guy. The music needs to be turned down a bit. Okay, thank you. How's that? Oh, that's a little loud. I think that's better. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so yeah, you should be good. Or at least you should hear me significantly better now. But if it's still not loud enough, just let me know. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. It should be good. Just a little decibel adjustments, my guy. You just gotta adjust the decibels. A decibel, as they say. We decibel for the boys. Want to do the Kitakami Prologue video live? Oh, you mean like where we were talking about the Kitakami stuff? It looks like one of my Dusclopses is fake, which is sad because I think I caught this one didn't. Oh, okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. We got the Badlands music, my guy. You are in VC talking. Okay, let me finish building this team and then we can do a live chat. I almost forgot that we were planning on doing stuff tonight. So, the other one I need is Krogerpon and Sparkanine. So Krogerpon and Sparkanine. Wait, didn't we just pass Ogrepon? I was gonna say, am I tripping? Okay. Cool, there's my team. I did it. I built it in 3 seconds. Now let me build the other team. It'll only take me 2 seconds, I promise. I'm gonna build the Lockix team. So it's Lockix, big boy face, other face. Okay. Lockix. Where's the other one? The problem is that I caught new shinies recently, so like they're in really random places that I'm never gonna find them. Here's Lockix, so we got that, aka the Corporal. Oh wait, here it is. Nice. Low-key, high-key, this is actually one of my favorite songs from the game. Like, it's not that good of a song because it has, like, cricket sounds in the background and shit, but, like... Or, sorry, I need to remember not to curse anymore on my channel because we're moving into big boy things. But, I mean, I actually really don't curse a lot on my channel, to be honest. So, it was Iron Hands. Okay, and then Urshifu and Toad Screw. I'm just gonna take this one for now. And then my Toad Scroll is here. I'm not looking at chat right now, by the way, so sorry if you guys are saying anything. I'm just trying to complete this team really quick, and then I'm gonna hop in the chat, in the VC with you guys. There it is. Okay, cool. I made my teams. Let me turn off the music that I'm listening to, and then I'm gonna hop in the VC with you guys and continue shiny hunting. And the people will just be able to hear us, basically, so... How crow can you go? I think that's what we say.
That mix.
Crow?
Yeah.
You could probably also add in Crawdont.
You can also actually add Conkeldurr to that as well. Iron Fist Conkeldurr.
Yeah.
Or Guts Conkeldurr.
Yeah.
I think you mean Crow Kelder.
Oh yeah, my bad.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, done. You can definitely add like Komodo to that list as well.
Oh, come on, yeah.
Clan,
I don't think...
Birthday stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna save Annihilate, so I want us to come up with your hot picks of what you think is going to be good. What do you think is gonna catch people off guard?
Ooh, catching people off guard.
Mouse Ape. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think people have recognized that Mouse Ape is going to be good, at least a few people that I've seen making tier lists, but catching people off guard, I think, is a really good point to think about.
You know what Ice type is?
I think a lot of people are going to have new toy syndrome, and they're going to focus on that and they're going to forget about like mouse ape.
The less
and how good
competitive
Mouse Ape is
players,
in Best of One.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the the majority of players.
Yeah. Just to double check, the only ice type is the one with 9 kills, right?
I don't think there's
The-
anything with Slush
No,
Rush.
there's Sand Slash.
Oh, Alolan
Alone
Sands.
Flash is one.
Alright, I'm removing Barraskewda.
Rip.
Because if you have your pick between Poliwrath, Barraskewda, and Basculegion, how many people are picking Barraskewda?
How many people?
Oh, hey Timbits, how are you? Sorry, you guys might hear me occasionally talking to the other chat, but hey Timbits, how you
Timbits,
doing?
Hi.
We are
know
yeah,
if
and
they
you
can hear
can
me.
yeah, no, Timbits can hear you as well.
Okay.
Hello, Timbits.
I'm in a VC right now with Zach and a few of the other homies talking about the Kitakami Prologue. We could actually I don't know if it'll change the name of my stream live, but I'm gonna try.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fall into that new toy thing because I am gonna be using mouse ape, but I'm gonna be throwing in a Diplin with that as well.
Throwing a Diplin. No, I really liked your idea.
So I'm gonna make one called Fun. And it's gonna have Diplin.
So Timbits, for a little context, our friend was talking about Diplin and Mousehold synergy, and it's kind of interesting, honestly. But keep going, guys. Damn it! I killed the wrong thing.
Hold on. Wheezing for sure. So Diplin, Milotic, and Polion, basically because of like their abilities.
Yeah.
Polion's not the Kitakami right,
Oh.
True. So it's probably...
Your only competitive mon's gonna be Milotic.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, we might not have Napoleon.
If you're gonna throw Sun in there, throw Kurt.
Yeah, but I mean, we want to be taken somewhat seriously.
Okay, Shiftry then.
Shiftry is in the weather abusers.
I mean, you can do everything. I wouldn't say weather.
I just want to build a Tail Glow plus copycat team.
Slack off isn't in the deck, is it?
Slake off, no, I don't think so.
I'm looking for a good one with text instead of.
That's a good. Yeah, I was gonna say Chandelier, and it gets the Flash Fire too, which is a really big asset. You could run Glamora Chandelure with Toxic Spikes, or I mean it sets the Toxic Spikes, but yeah, Glamora Chandelure with X.
Like, if Ogerpon is legal, I would definitely Sash.
Flash Fire.
Yeah, I mean, Infiltrator's just not going to be that useful. Like, if it got around Protect, that would be big, but it only goes around barriers, like screens and stuff.
Wait, I thought Infiltrator did go through Protect.
Infiltrator, no, I'm pretty sure you can still Protect in front of a Pokemon Infiltrator, but it goes through. It goes through, I think, just screens, right? It goes through something
It
else,
goes
but I'm not
through,
thinking
like,
of it.
screen reflex.
Through Veil.
Okay. Okay.
So it basically
through-
pretends
Yeah.
It goes through both screens, Veil, Safeguard, and Safeguard.
Oh, okay. It just turned 12 o'clock. I was like, excuse me? My outbreak dispersed.
Yeah. What am I doing? Hi, there's like 14 Clefairy. I forgot I was in Outbreak. Oh god.
Yeah, Timbits, if you're still here, I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you are. We are definitely looking forward to the Kitakami prologue a little. Snorlax is the boy, that's all I know.
This will definitely be the boy. We get the return of everyone's favorite Minilax.
I've got a yellow glowing a yellow glowing outbreak. What's that?
That's a
That's
massive
gonna be the
max
Miss
out.
Outbreak.
Yeah. It's an Outbreak, but it's the same Pokemon in multiple spots.
How's it
So
going,
other than
Chef
Sinistcha-
Boy? Sorry, I
other
know
than
you guys are still in
Sinistcha
chat.
and Indeedee Female, what do you guys think for like just under the support? I have Clefairy and Mousehold.
Under support, Clefairy, Mousehold,
Me and Shao would be a good support mon.
Pachirisu. Yeah, main Shao's gonna be a really good one.
Deathclops.
Raichu, Dusclops, yeah.
Oh, Sinistra.
Sinistcha, yeah.
I don't know how Raichu's gonna do because
I just,
is there a lot of electric type attacks?
well, that's a
There's
good
only, like,
point.
6 electric type mons in the whole DLC.
Mostly for Nuzzle and for Fake Out. Like, it's good utility, but it's not like, I don't think it's gonna carry anyone. Like, unless they really build around the Nuzzle strat.
I could see some use maybe getting put into Apom.
Ambipom?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've seen the thing I've seen the most from him is that it's like a last resort mon.
Then we got
Right.
Mandibuzz and the bugs too.
So in Spike Myth Cup, I actually did run that really well next to Mandibuzz. I did Silk Scarf, Kangaskhan, and I'd only had Fake Out and Last Resort.
Yeah, and it goes well.
Stupid because Ambipom gets skill with. Only move that it benefits from that is Spirit Resort.
Yeah, and Technician too. It gets Technician, and you just run Fake Out Last Resort.
It's stupid. Like they should have at least given it like Bullet Seed or something.
Right.
But no, they decided the best thing to do is to give it bounce.
I think I'm gonna reset my outbreaks for the day. I got nothing good this time.
And I know you're live, so I'll just keep it at this. We did think of some cheesy sauce, but we are not going to talk about it live. Or recording.
It is cheesy.
So what you're saying is Luminous Moss Probopass.
You know what? I can vibe with that because I did run Absorb Ball Chi-Yu.
Oh my goodness.
I will say this. I did do a game with it. It is in chat. Just don't say anything out loud.
Nice. Yeah, I'll take a look later.
I want to keep this a secret.
It is not okay.
The Ultra Sauce?
Let's activate the stream.
Ooh, we got a
camera. Let's
Poliwhirl.
see.
I don't think I want to hunt Poliwhirl right now.
Oh, it removed the outbreak. Oh, I want to do that.
I have that as outbreaks.
Crab roller, kilowatt roll, trash.
I would love to do Ebenezer Outbreak, but I cannot for the life of me make a bug sandwich.
You don't know? Do you have? There's a graphic with them all. Do you know what the sandwich
I know
is?
I know the ingredients. I know that stuff, but like the cherry tomato hitbox is ridiculous.
Bugs like old potato salad. That's the idea. So as long as you put old potato salad in your sandwich, and the right
Yeah,
herbs.
Yeah, let me use the most polygonal ingredient known to mankind.
It really is though, bro. This game cracks me up so much because I literally just watch the walls move as I'm coming up to them, and I'm like, bro, is this even on the Switch? Like,
Oh, like how the textures will shift
yeah,
as you move closer to
yeah,
them on the rocks and
yeah,
stuff.
Texture popping is hilarious in this game.
yeah, exactly. The rocks move as you're coming up to them because the texture changes.
They're showing off its amazing high definition quality.
All right, so as you see it, this is the list so far. We can add stuff as we go, but I don't want the video to be too long. I just want to show options of what is available and what we think is going to be good. So I have the Tailwind setters, I have Intimidate, the Ogre Pawns, of course, the Weather setters, which I love how half of the Intimidate is just Arcanine, half of the Weather is just Ninetales. We have the Toxic trio, we have Trick Room, we have our heavy hitters, we have our weather abusers, and then we have fun, so neutralizing gas, Diplin, Milotic, Gliscor, and then support.
Okay, here, let me take a look at what you're saying. Where is this in the chat?
I have the stream up, so I have the stream in the chat. So if you want to show
okay.
it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here, let me see. Let me just do this one round of shiny checking, and then when I don't find anything good, I'll switch it over.
All right.
You know how it goes.
I got OBS up. I turned the desktop audio. Nacho, I am gonna mute you because you are a child.
Nacho Libre.
Go ahead.
I just want you to know.
Nothing
I do
personal.
appreciate you.
Hey, we got a Feebas outbreak, my guy. That's about as much as you could ever ask for.
Ooh.
I actually tried hunting for one of those personally. I could not get one.
Nice. So in that case, I am going to save my game. Actually, I might be able to do some Sharnarnigans, as they say. Sharnarnargans. And be able to shiny out. I don't think I can shiny hunt and show the screen, simply for the fact that I'll probably miss the shiny. Hold on. We need to appreciate something. Let me get back to that screen. I renamed my Miraidon my Gaidon. It's only fitting for me. Miraidon is now my Gaidon.
No, but now you gotta think of something for Koraidon.
Koraidon will always be the winged king, as is said in the Pokédex.
He cries on Koraidon.
But I actually also like the name Iron Serpent for Miraidon.
I can't wait till they drop their shinies.
Trubis.
Shiny Koraidon is...
Big Trubis, never little Trubis.
All people that buy both versions of the game. But they're gonna do what they did with Sword and Shield. They're gonna give them Mountain Code, but they're gonna swap them. So all the Violet players are gonna get shiny Koraidon.
That's how they'll get you.
And then there's me with 4 switches and multiple save files that are just gonna get as many as I can.
Okay, is this where the fetal bass is gonna be?
It's gonna be in the cave.
Yeah, I know. I just don't see him.
You'll find it.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay.
Oh wait, there's one.
I saw there was a raid. Yeah.
Oh, there
that's
they
the
are.
cave. Just
Oh,
keep
geez,
heading
there's a
down.
bunch of them. Happy day. Espatra, go. Swim.
I honestly forgot that your stream is a little delayed.
Alright, John Jozo, you got this. Wait, hold on. This is a big question. Does Urshifu swim? I bet it doesn't. Urshifu, you trash.
Does the is it the water one?
Yes, it can't swim.
Oh, you're a lie to your typing.
Fake water fan.
Okay, Moby's coming out. And then I'm gonna pull up what you guys are.
So,
That Urshifu can't swim?
no, I made a bug sandwich, but because one cherry tomato decided to fall off, because for some reason they decided to put the cherry tomatoes like rounded side down.
You don't need no cherry tomatoes, my guy. You just need potato salad
I'm
and
not
2
using.
herbs.
No, I am not using the dang salad.
He said, I refusion.
There are some things I can handle, but that stupid salad is one thing I'm not gonna deal with.
He's also very adamant that a hot dog is not a sandwich.
I mean,
That's 100% not true.
I might
I
have
don't
to
know, those-
agree with that to some degree. But not to a full degree.
What is it?
I'm not saying I have a degree in it.
I'm just saying I like food. I don't care what you call it. I care how it tastes.
I don't have a degree in
Yeah, I
hot
like
dog
food.
studies, that's all I'm saying.
I like it too, but you also kind of triggered like 2.5 years of working at a hot dog place, so.
Okay, so here's something. Here's a stance my dad has. When you go for a hot dog, do you like the all beef or do you like the mystery garbage hot dogs?
I like chiguggets.
I prefer all beef.
See, the weirdest thing is like my dad loves like Black Angus burgers. Like my dad worked at a food distributor, so he's always trying to buy like the highest like quality meat that like within reason. But when it comes to hot dogs, like he will actually get upset if I buy like all beef hot dogs. And I worked at Dairy Queen that had hot dogs and it was always all beef. So like when I get a hot dog, I want an all beef hot dog. I want like a good quality hot dog. My dad's like, no, I want one of those like ones that you get from Dollar General like at the last moment. Like those are the kind of hot dogs he wants.
I get that. I get that to an extent.
I hope this is
But
riveting
like,
dialogue for the people.
But like when you know him as a person, like when he's like the lowest quality like burger he will buy is like Black Angus. Like
Thank you, Shane. Sorry, I know you guys can hear me. I can't like mute myself while I'm talking to random people, but I guess I could.
no, that's okay.
Yeah, I like the open world thing too. It's the DLC is honestly really cool. I really like the caves.
The caves is definitely an aspect that I thought that they should have done better, and the Paldea part, but I feel like they definitely made up for it in Kitakami.
Wait, why am I? Oh, it's me. Okay. I was confused because you have me on there. I was like, wait, why am I in the corner of
my
my
bad.
own thing? I started like trying to like look at. I was like, did I do something wrong?
It's Clarkception.
Yes, it was Clarkception for a hot minute there.
Wait, is Grimmsmile on the Kitakami decks?
Yes.
Is
So
that
I
like-
guess we'll put it in the last one for support.
Can you hear me?
Every team is going to have either
We hear you a
Alolan
little, yeah.
Ninetales or Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, the
Exactly
Kitakami Prologue's gonna
right.
be interesting. It's kind of like Series 1, right?
It's like
But
Series 1,
very
but just
weather-heavy.
Kitakami.
Right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's Series 1 economy.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I would be okay if this was Regulation E, but like they didn't
Think-
put in like the legendaries. Like so, just like do like a regulation after that that adds in the Loyal 3 and Ogerpon.
Right.
It's Regulation K. Because I think we can all agree that we probably won't last till Regulation K, so that's what we can call this for
I
now.
think it's regulation. What's the word? Kazakami. No.
No, Nacho.
Kazakami?
What's the word, man?
You were very
No,
close
no,
to the word I
Nacho.
think you were trying to think of.
Yes.
Did
I know
you
exactly
did you
what he
guys
was going
vote him
for.
again?
What'd you say?
I thought they booted him again.
I
Big
did.
boot.
He came back and I muted him. We gotta play it safe. Kanto's live.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's interesting because like I don't always think about the fact that that would actually make a difference. I guess it can tell the general pitch of people's voices, right?
Yeah, I'm not sorry.
I'm just a shitty people, alright. You're good.
Shut up. I'm sorry.
That and like Nacho is still learning VGC.
No, yeah, you're the homie. You're the homie. Yeah, I have much respect for you for just simply being here. And I will, you know, if I ever give you crap, it's because of that. Because I respect you to some degree.
Guess what the kids do?
Yeah. Well, people shouldn't give each other crap too much. There's a fine line, but
Finally, I know.
okay. Let's see. There's nowhere in this cave to set up a picnic, so that means I'm just gonna have to
Do you want to know the strat for that?
what?
Set up the picnic at the top and then beeline straight down.
No, there's another way you can do it.
What is it?
So exit out of that room. Exit out of that room.
Yeah.
Avoid the millions of barbos because
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. The freaking millions of Barboach, my guy.
and then as best as you possibly can, as soon as you exit the room with the food that's in it, just like dash back into that room, hug the right side of the wall, and then from there you can launch your Pokemon, and the Feebas will all spawn in that one area.
I'm gonna
And they'll
try
just
to
all
use
float
my
out.
picnic basket, as they say. I don't have enough
Yogi.
room,
Is that also what the cool kids say?
but it was back
No.
in the day.
Not back in the-
I'm glad that Doga made
Right.
the same reference I did. I know that Kanto got it.
Yeah.
I'm not certain about Gudra.
I would have actually forgotten what it was from though if you guys didn't elaborate on the reference. So
I don't know.
it's Yogi Bear.
I didn't hear what you said.
Yogi Bear.
You do be smarter than the average bear.
He is smarter than the average. Tempo,
always been
we
the
are
language
kind of
there.
talking about some cooks. I don't think anyone has anything officially in mind, but we've been kind of just trying to lay out like what's a threat, what's not, what's going to be the support lines, you know, kind of like thinking of tiers and stuff.
We'll also show people the options that they have.
I'm gonna just stop shiny hunting right now, and I'm just gonna pull up your screen as the main screen.
Yeah.
Because it's like I can like barely even see these freaking things right now.
I'm gonna move your stream to my second screen for now, because I'm trying to see what you're doing. But like every time I click over, it comes up on your stream.
I want to get rid of my slacking and coughing, but I don't know what to switch them off for.
What'd you say? Coughing?
Slacking and coughing. Coughing has EV which is why it's muted.
Slaking and coughing. I mean, I don't think they're inherently bad. It's just that they rely on each other, right? So like,
Yeah, that's why I want them gone.
yeah.
And one of them isn't even in the Kitakami decks.
Which one?
Is slaking not in?
Slacking.
Oh, it's not.
Slacking's not in.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Okay, I need replacements then. Any ideas, boys?
For slaking, there is a Pokemon that has been. There's another Pokemon that makes use of neutralizing gas. I think I can't think of it.
I don't want. I want to get rid of both slacking and coughing.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Regigigas.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think if anything, you should not be using coughing. Like, use like wheezing, but even then, you just probably use
If you're
something
gonna
else.
use Eviolate, just use Diplin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Or Dusclops.
Yeah, Dusclops too.
Dusty
I am
McClopperton.
not that mean as to use Dusclops, okay?
You use Shenpao Dragonite.
It's not about being mean. It's about
Yeah.
laughing in their face when you do well.
Okay.
That too.
The whole point is to win.
Yeah, but I want like a fun team. It's not like, you suck. I beat you because I had this.
Right.
I want it to have like some brain behind it.
All right, what do you guys think? You guys ready to record?
I'm technically recording, so yeah. I
I
don't know if we
man.
were gonna like officially structure this. I mean, I haven't really thought much. Like, I haven't thought too hard about what I want to do. I just thought it'd be fun to come shoot the spit, as they say.
Well, you are definitely going to be featured in my video because I want it. I think the video is better when like other people, like when people discuss. If
Yeah.
it's just me talking to the screen, like even though I do a fair amount of those.
I know
But
what to do.
let's get
this
ready for the YouTuber intro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move over.
You are Gouda Feta.
Insert the epic.
All right,
Insert the
and
epic
3.
3D text.
You're good.
What's going on, everyone? This is Zach, and today I am joined by a couple of good friends from the Discord group, and today we are going to talk about the Kitakami Prologue. Now, the Kitakami Prologue is an upcoming online tournament where you will do double battles using only Pokemon in the Kitakami Pokedex. We have the list pulled up right here. We've gone through it and discussed it a little, and we wanted to talk about certain mons that are going to fill roles that you usually put in a team archetype. And just to give you some ideas to snowball your team building, we haven't seen any ladder form yet on Showdown, to my knowledge, but we're just going to go through some of the mons that we've spotted out that fill certain roles or certain niches that are common in team building. And also at the end of the video, we are going to talk about some of our sleeper picks. If you guys enjoyed this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. But let's go on to who's in the video so far. First off, we got Kanto Clark. He's actually live right now, so he's in with us talking about these mons.
What up,
Go
though?
ahead, say what up.
How you doing, everyone?
His link will be in the description, and I'm goofing up the box. And next up, we got Gudra VGC. His channel will also be in the description down below. We all kind of just got done with our whole Regulation A++ format tournament, which you're seeing videos on our channel about it, which kind of does a format close to this, where it's using mostly Kitakami mons. Say what up, Gudra.
Hello.
And last but not least, we have Doga, which is a frequent member of online tournaments and our discords as well. So he definitely gave us a lot of feedback and a lot of information. So I definitely thought he deserved a spot on the video. He doesn't want me to promote his channel because he doesn't post videos. Go ahead, say what up, Doga.
Yep, hello. I do not upload, so do not ping me. But yeah, hello.
All right, so first off, we're going to start off with the tailwind setters. This isn't all of them, but it is the ones that I think you're probably going to see the most of, and the ones that we talked about. Volbeat and Illumise are definitely going to be your premier tailwind setters. As weird as that ever sounds, I never thought I was going to say that, but they are the only prankster mons that carry tailwind, and there's 2 of them. And the one thing that you're going to notice, like already on the screen, is that they both have access to Sunny Day. So you're going to probably see one of these 2 mons next to a lot of fire type ogre pawns because you get the tailwind, you get the Sunny Day. It's basically just like a Tornadus Light in a way. The big difference here is that Volbeat is a physical attacker with taunt, and you can have lunge, you can have pounce. And then Illumise is a special attacker, so you can take access to Bug Buzz or Struggle Bug, which lowers the special attack. And then with Illumise, you don't get taunt, but you get Encore. So basically, you can see what kind of, third prankster move you want to use, or you could opt out of all of it and go for protect and an attacking move. Next up is Pheasantipity. Marcos, aka Moxie Boosted, talked about how the toxic chain with spread moves is really good. Doga and I have tested it out, and we really like it. I think we both went for the taunt one. Doga, did you go for taunt or protect on your Pheasantipity?
I went for taunt.
Okay, so we both went for taunt. What item did you run on yours? Because I know I went for the citrus berry.
I personally went with Covert Cloak.
Covert Cloak. Okay, that works out as well. I think they're both like really good items. And basically with Pheasantipity, you just kind of want to like set Tailwind or use a taunt and then use its spread moves to control your board state. So spreads from that can be found in Moxie Boosted's video. I also did a video with one of his Pheasantipity sets. The next one is Rabombi. And so what makes Rabombi a little more useful is its ability and its access to Pollen Puff. In this Kitakami format, there is no Mungus. So we have to make sure that we have some form of recovery, and there's lots of options.
Right.
But if you want the Tailwind, you can also go Pollen Puff. And then I think out of its abilities, I want to say like Sweet Veil is really good because it prevents sleep. But now looking at it, there's no Amoonguss. So you might have to worry about what, a Sleep Powder Victory Bell?
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, it's not going to be
Maybe
as
Hypnosis
useful.
alone Ninetales?
Oh, sorry.
I think Dust Shield might be better because you don't have to worry about the random poisons, the random burns, the random freezes. But Dust Shield won't protect you from Toxic Chain, will it? Because Toxic Chain is an ability and not a move. Right?
Like, it'll stop like the flinch from Fake Out. But since Toxic Chain's its ability, it's its own separate thing. It's not going to protect you from that.
I honestly think the protecting from flinch might actually be really good.
Oh, with Shield Dust, yeah. If Shield Dust does that as well, that'll be kind of important. So you probably will
but
get more use out of it.
It doesn't protect it doesn't protect your ally. I'm just now seeing that. I thought it was like just like a different version of Sweet Veil. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think.
There's another Pokemon that gets an ability like Shield Dust that used to be really useful. I'm trying to think of it, but it's like Magic Guard, right? Like Clefable with Magic Guard.
Yeah.
The homie in the chat, Tempo, was also mentioning that Illumise and Volbeat get more than just Sunny Day, so they also get Rain Dance. And then if Lilligant, is Lilligant in the Kitakami?
It is.
It is? Okay.
So yeah, Lilligant will be there. We also do have quite a few more chlorophyll users, which they're not like sun setters, but they are sun abusers, right? So we do have things like Lee Vanny, which I don't know if it's going to be necessarily good, but like it does get chlorophyll, and so like it is a new chlorophyll user. 4 times weak to
Very
fire, so
interesting.
kind of a bad chlorophyll user, but
Yeah, especially with Ogerpon being so prevalent.
oh yeah, especially if you can just use Ogerpon.
It might have a thing if it goes over, I don't know Levani's base speed, but if it goes over 110, which is the Ogerpon, like you could find maybe a use case for it, but if you are trying to put an Ogerpon to sleep, you have to run a 50-50 whether it goes Terra Fire or not.
Right.
Because if it doesn't Terra and it stays a grass type, then the sleep powder is not going to work anyway.
Right. Yeah, Icy Wind
Evil
Fazandipity will be good
Roxanne.
though.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying,
Next up
Doga?
we have. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Levani has a base 92 speed.
Okay, so
Yeah,
not
so-
terrible, but not great.
Yeah, so if they run Sun and we run Tailwind, like we're still gonna do some damage with Ogerpon.
Exactly.
All right. So next up is Noivern. Noivern has pretty decent stats and it can do a lot of damage, especially spread damage through Boom Burst. The only thing you have to be careful of is that Boom Burst hits all opponents and not just your, like, all Pokemon on the field and not just your opponents.
Right.
But it does have access to Tailwind and then Frisk in a ladder tournament where it is best of one. Frisk is useful again. So you want to make sure that, like, if you have a mon that is usually a different ability, because open team sheets are now more tournament norm, in a ladder format, you want the Frisk instead.
Yeah.
And the last one I think is Mandibuzz. I think Mandibuzz is super bulky.
Yes.
It has a decent typing, and it also gets access to a lot of utility with Tailwind, Snarl, Knockoff. You can have the Foul Play on here, Roost, Protect. I think it even gets like Heat Wave. Sometimes you can run Heat Wave to cheese some like burns.
Yep. The Overcoat will be important too.
The Overcoat as well. The Overcoat is one of the main reasons why you can run it, so you're immune to any kind of Rage Powder and stuff. So that really helps you hit the targets you want to hit, especially with Mandibuzz wanting that utility. And this isn't all the Tailwind setters or all the mons that are capable of Tailwind. These are the ones that we just think are worth thinking about when building your team. Next up is Intimidate. So Intimidate is a little bit of a shallow pool. There are some other mons with Intimidate. Doga brought up Masquerain and Mightyena, but I think that these 4 are probably going to be the ones you see. It's probably just going to be Arcanine and Gyarados, but the one thing I want to mention with Arbok is that right now, like, poison typing is going to be decent because you don't have to worry about Toxic Chain coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And Glare is the only guaranteed move to paralyze without a chance of missing. Gyarados uses Thunder Wave a lot, so you could run Arcanine as like a Gyarados Light because Thunder Wave is 90% accurate. So if you're running Glare, you're always going to hit it. Where if you're running Gyarados, there is a chance. It's just that Gyarados, when you're just looking at their base stats, it's just Arcanine and Gyarados like have a lot more utility. Arcanine,
Right.
of course, gets the Will-O-Wisp, gets the Snarl.
Yeah.
Hisuian Arcanine gets more offense with Spread Rock Slide.
Yeah. I would say Arcanine, Hisui, and Gyarados are going to be the most common just because, like, Arcanine has a lot of utility as well as, like, the best power level. And then Gyarados, great. There's so many great ways to run Gyarados. Also gets Dragon Dance, which is, like, the one real thing it has going compared to the others. But I think Arcanine, Hisui has the best power level.
Oh, yeah. And then, of course, like, I know we're going to be talking about it a lot, but it's going to be very prevalent. the Fire Ogerpon, you take Ivy Crudgel just a little bit better than regular Arcanine because you have that additional rock typing.
Right. So it's actually 0.25, isn't it?
Yes.
That's kind of big.
Next up, of course, we have our Ogerpons. I think, and we kind of overall agree. Does anyone else want to take over and talk about the Ogerpons?
What is? I mean, I don't.
So what do you?
What are you gonna say? What was your question?
I want to say that out of the most, we're gonna see fire and water the most.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, if you just look at the general trend of how things have been going right now, like Fire Ogerpon has been really able to just run through a lot of teams. So slapping Fire Ogerpon on your team is kind of like a, if I need to, I'm probably going to be KOing a lot of things. And one of the nicest things about Ogerpon, which I think we don't have with a lot of Pokemon like it, is that it actually has a decent bit of bulk too. So like its base defenses are sitting at just like 200 already at level 100, which means you already have a decent bit of bulk. It's, I mean, if you invest in a little HP, that gives you even better bulk, right? But like Ogerpon is kind of similar to Champao in the sense that like you can just run 250 to attack, 252 speed, and not really have anything to worry about. If you do want to run a bulky one, like you can get away with 252 HP, 252 attack on like a different type of team and see good success. But like Ogerpon Fire is going to be just coming out and just wrecking things. Like, I mean, it can Ogho Iron Hands. Like, let's just say that. So it's really bulky. Or I mean, it hits really hard. And then one of the biggest things that Ogerpon Water does is that it just has that really good it's like a really good damage soak. So it's like the best follow me user out of all of them, unless you're like really worried about something like a Moonblast. And then, you're gonna probably want Fire Ogerpon for that. But I don't think Moonblast is gonna be in this format as much. If sand was prevalent, I do think that Cornerstone would be interesting because if I'm correct, Cornerstone gets a defense boost when you put the mask on. So in sand, if you Terra Ogerpon Rock, it has +1 defense and +1 special defense. So it's a really niche interaction that I don't think we're going to be seeing much of at all. But if you do have a good sand team, a Terra Ogerpon Rock is really good. So while
I also my experience with the Cornerstone Ogerpon is that because of its sturdy ability, it's actually pretty decent with Trick Room. So I didn't try it with like the 0 like speed or anything like that, but even being like not invested into your speed as an Ogerpon, like you still can catch a lot of hyper offensive teams like off guard and just like invest more into the attack and HP, like, and get like good recovery off like Horn Leech. So if they don't hit Ogerpon for super effective, like Horn Leech can just bring you back up to full,
right.
And then your sturdy is back like intact.
Right. What do you guys think is the best item to run on grass Ogerpon? Just like Life Orb. I mean, there's a lot of things you could run, I think that's the biggest thing that Grass Ogerpon has going for it, though, is just that, like, A, Defiant is a good ability, B, it actually can hold a separate item.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people experiment with the Focus Sash. I've seen a lot of people experiment with the weakness policy.
Okay.
But it does, like, once again, like you said, it gets the stab, and it also, like, I know that Rillaboom doesn't have to worry about it, but like I think it uses Grassy Glide. Like you can have Grassy Glide where like the other ones, they kind of want the Horn Leech for recovery.
Yeah.
But then I mean,
These
how
things
how
do
can you
get
really
swords
just like
dance too, so
yes, but how can you really go against like these two moves?
right, right,
It's a little harder to justify with the regular grass ogre pawn because they both hit the same stat.
right, exactly. Yeah, there's no reason to double up on grass moves unless like I mean you could run like Woodhammer plus Horn Leech or something.
Yeah.
Also, like I do kind of want to bring this up in regards to Cornerstone. There are no sand setters in the DLC.
Does any Pokemon get Sandstorm? Is Sandstorm even in the game?
Sandstorm is in the game.
Like if you're really like determined to set it, you
I
could just run Probopass.
try just looking up Sandstorm as like a filter move because I do not know like anything that actually uses Sandstorm.
Sandslash I know gets it.
Clodsire. All right, Sandstorm Dragonite. We're cooking.
Garchomp as
No,
well, but like Garchomp, like, do you really want to
No, no, no,
throw
no.
off a move to
It's more so like we're just looking
Gliscor?
at it at this point.
Gliscor and Glamora would be maybes. Como wouldn't really benefit from it. It does have
see,
Overcoat, so you could do Overcoat Sandstorm.
you guys are sleeping on Sandstorm, Hisuian Arcanine.
I'm okay with my Rock Slide, Will-O-Wisp, Flare Blitz.
Right.
All
But
right.
yeah, that was just something I had to bring up.
Yeah, but
It's
I
true.
think it's just really hard because being water and grass and being rock and grass means that the Horn Leech from other ogre pawns are still hitting you really hard.
Right.
Where like when you look at the fire one, you really only have to worry about like the
Water
rock
Ogre
Ivy
Pond.
Crudgel
Oh well, yeah, nah.
and Stomping Tantrum. But most of them are built like bulk here, but you're a physical mon, so you're still gonna hit it hard. It's hard to figure out like which one's better, and it's not as easy as just like a paper scissors rock with these four.
Yeah, I think it's
Right.
more about like assessing your team and actually like knowing what's best for that specific team.
Yeah, seeing what your team needs. Speaking of that, your team is probably going to need some form of weather or weather prevention. That's probably something I should have brought up, weather prevention, but I don't think there's too much of that. So we have 66% of our weather setters in the Kitakami prologue are going to be Ninetales. You get a Ninetales with drought, and then you get a Lonely Ninetales with snow warning. I think a Lonely Ninetales is definitely going to be the best out of the two, but
Yeah.
there's nothing really. There's only one mon that can abuse the snow, where we have a lot of chlorophyll mons. We have a lot of swift swim mons. So it's hard to see, but like Alola Ninetales can also just be like the Veil can be very mashable on any team. So you can either go Terra Ghost or you can go Covert Cloak. I've been doing Terra Ghost with Light Clay just to get the most out of the screens. And one thing that I faced, one of my teams, I noticed that a real big problem is like Encore, because Encore like basically shuts down any setup team. And I feel like setup is going to be pretty good with the Kitakami Prologue because there's not like too heavy of hitters. So I feel like a lot of mons are going to need that setup. So I feel like Encore could be actually like a really good pick to have on your Alolan Ninetales or even your regular Ninetales. But I think Rain overall is going to be the best one because Rain can come on lead against other weathers. And because Politoed is the slowest out of these three, you basically like shut it down.
Right.
So if they lead their snow setter and you lead Politoed, rain's always going to be up. Like, but then that's the hard part about like weather wars is, do I lead my weather setter or do I save it for a switch in?
Right. Yeah. The like turn one or like technically turn one switch in is usually one of the best ways to use weather, right? But if your opponent doesn't lead it, then you're like trying to counter each other's weather, right?
And I also think that Polytoad is going to be really good because it has access to Helping Hand and Pair Song. So Pair Song, you can just set up instant win endgames, where if you take out the first two mons, you switch in Polytoad, you set Pair Song, and you win. Like,
yep. Also gets Hypnosis, Icy Wind, I think, Scald, Earth Power, Ice Beam.
Earth Power is really good coverage on it, especially to help deal with that, once again, that Fire Ogre pond.
Yeah. Does also get Blizzard if you really want to run a dual weather team. I mean, I guess you would always you'd more than likely you would have to switch in Ninetales to get the hail, but
yeah, I think Ice Beam would just be more consistent overall.
Exactly.
So once weather's done, we got to talk about the toxic mons. There are lots of YouTube videos on how to run these toxic mons. The toxic chain ability is really, really good, especially with mons that have the spread moves. Okidogi has Snarl. We've already talked about Pheasantipity a little with Icy Wind and Dazzling Gleam. And one thing that really caught me off guard on ladder the other day is Choice Scarf Monkey Dory. Monkey Dory being the only one out of these three with access to Fake Out. It also has like really good moves like Sludge Bomb and what would its best psychic type move? You can do Psychic or you could do Psyshock. If a mon is switching in expecting it to be a special hit, you can hit it with a very powerful Psyshock and hit it on the defensive side. And I also think Monkey Dory being able to hit the other two for super effective is really good. Granted, Okidogi does get access to Knockoff, which is another good utility move for it. But like Monkey Dory seems to be the most like offensive geared one out of the three.
Yeah, in regards to the way they play, Monkey Dory is definitely like the fast, like go fast, hit hard type of mon compared to the other two.
Yeah. Which one, if you had to pick one on your team, which one would you guys go with?
With the way that I would consider, I would probably pick Okidogi. Because there's been a lot of success with things like Aurora Veil and like Bulk Up.
Ooh, the Bulk Up, yeah.
But you can make a fair case against all three of these.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been using the Assault Vest one, so I do like the Assault Vest. So I haven't tried the Bulk Up one yet, but I have used the Assault Vest one with Aurora Veil, and you get really good results.
You said Okidogi?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Okidogi has the most prospects as like a slappable mon. Like it's gonna be the best on the most teams, if that makes sense. Pheasantipity is kind of nice because like it has the tailwind, and I mean you can just like run it with Life Orb or something to make it like kind of hit hard. Monkey Dory, like you said, it has the Fake Out, but the Pheasantipity and Monkey Dory both just being a little bit frail holds them back in some ways, whereas like Okidogi does have the Guard Dog, and it can be run with Assault Vest really well. It can be run with Bulk Up Leftovers really well, and all over like Monkey Dory just has such a great, or I mean not Monkey Dory, sorry, Okidogi has such a great move set. Like it has Ice Punch, Knockoff, Iron Head, Poison. I mean, it's like you can really give Okidogi such a like good move set to cover whatever you need to cover and have the bulk to hopefully get through it.
It's very Incineroar pilled.
Yeah.
With the options of coverage and utility. The only thing that it's missing is like fake out and parting shot. Fake out, parting shot, and then you can do like, I don't know, like drain punch and like snarl, or drain punch and poison jab, and like you would just basically have like Incineroar with a new coat of paint. But like I think they realize that. I think that's why Okidogi doesn't have like fake out and stuff.
Because it would be like pretty busted.
Yeah. Gudra, who would you go with?
Probably Okidogi.
Yeah. It's these two are really good. I do think even us, I think we're sleeping on like Monkey Dory being like really good offensively.
Mm-hmm.
If you have like redirection and like nasty plot.
Yeah. I've seen Sludge Wave Monkey Dory do pretty well.
Yeah. Especially if you lead it and people double protect expecting the fake out, like, and you get off like a free nasty plot, like that can be pretty gross. Next up is the Trick Room Setter. So Trick Room Setters are probably the biggest thing you're going to see here. You're probably also going to see a lot of Trick Rooms, so you want to know your ways to deal with it. So there are different kinds of Trick Room Setters. We have the Sinistra, which has been really good with the Trick Room, the Rage Powder, like the Matcha Gotcha, and Strange Sap. We've seen basically that be its set, like basically set in stone. It also, why did I put Magical Leaf? Gotcha. I also saw that it gets Life Dew. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Who? Sinistra?
Sinistra gets Life Dew.
Nice.
That is truly gross for this mon.
That is kind of ridiculous. Like, here's more healing.
Next up is Dusclops. Dusclops. There's not going to be an Urshifu Dark, so there's not going to be a lot of mons that hit it for super hard. So you can definitely take advantage of like the Pain Split, the Nightshade, Wisp, and Trick Room, just like the standard Dusclops that we've seen for a while with the Evi Light. And for, once again, like pressure and a open team sheet is the best move, but like when it closed team sheet best of one, like leading off and having a Frisk is really good there. You have the Indeedee. Indeedee is going to be our only terrain mon for the Kitakami decks. So that's something you definitely want to factor in, that you're probably going to see a lot just because it can abuse the Psychic Surge and not deal with like fake out stuff, especially now that it can get Trick Room and you can actually breed it and give it Trick Room, so you can easily do a 0 speed, 0 attack Indeedee. And then our last three is Chandelure. The reason why I wanted to bring up Chandelure is that Chandelure is one of the only few Trick Room mons in the Kitakami that get access to Imprison as well. So if you want to shut down Trick Room, like Chandelure is probably going to be how you do it. Unless, am I missing anyone else that you guys know of?
Top of my head.
Stantler and Weirdeer?
Stantler and Weirdeer. Oh, what would Weirdeer be allowed though?
Well,
I
mean, if
don't believe
Stantlers
so.
are allowed, they wouldn't keep Weirdeer out.
Well, it's because Weirder's not in the decks, technically speaking, since Weirder is an evolution.
Right.
And you can't evolve it within the DLC.
Right. I just don't see them actually leaving it out just because Stantler's in it.
Yeah, true. That and Stantler does get Intimidate. That's something else that you can factor in. So
And it
if
gets
you need
Trick
a Trick
Room.
Room Intimidate mon,
Yeah.
like, also if you really want to run shenanigans, you can run it next to a King Gambit or a Milotic and skill swap that Intimidate.
Yep.
But Mimikyu is back. You're probably going to see Mimilax here and there. I do think what I really liked. So this is something I did in my first like Snorlax team in Sword and Shield with Gmax Snorlax. I ran the Trick Room.
Did
It
you
was like
did you
Trick
mention
Room.
Trevenant
Trevenant is another one that I
has
thought
Trick
of.
Room in
So
prison?
it
Yeah.
it does have Trick Room in prison.
Yeah.
Trevenant would be another one. The only thing I worry about with Trevenant, I don't think Trevenant's going to see as much usage as it deserves as a Trick Room setter, just because of Sinistra.
Yeah, no, as a setter, I think Trevenant will be better as offense and like with like Harvest or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely has
Mon
its
that gets
features.
harvest, though?
Say that again?
Is it the only Mon in the DLC that gets harvest?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I would have to say so. Because Harvest is a pretty low distributed ability.
Yeah, it's Arboliva. Does Arboliva get Harvest too?
Yeah, it's Arboliva, Tropius, and Trevenant.
Yeah,
And Trevenant's the only one in the Kitakami
right,
decks.
right, right.
So Trevenant could be another Trick Room in prison Mon with Harvest. And I agree with Canto Clark that it can be a lot more offensive. And it might actually it can carry a ghost type move that could handle Sinistra, where
Poltergeist.
Sinistra usually only carries one offensive. Oh, Poltergeist as well, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
but
you
it does
get
get
rid of the
Shadow
Rocky
Claw too,
helmet.
which is nice.
Yeah. But I think Poltergeist might be good against Sinistra just because you can get rid of the Rocky helmet.
Well, so Poltergeist, it doesn't ruin the item, right? Like their item still works, but I don't.
Oh, see, I always thought it got rid of the item.
It's confusing because I'm pretty sure you can't use Poltergeist twice on a Pokemon. Like, or I don't know.
Yeah. So I thought Poltergeist. I am really impressed that I spelled Poltergeist correct on the first try. Poltergeist deals damage
It's a
if the
modern
target is holding an
Pokemon
item
gamer.
after displaying. It's attacked. If it's not holding an item, it fails.
If it's not holding an item, it
Poltergeist.
fails. Yeah. Okay, so you can use it over and over again, and it doesn't corrupt the item. So that's okay. Because I thought it corrupted the item when it originally came out, but I don't think it does.
Also, very interesting that Poltergeist will still do damage if the item has been consumed,
Oh, really?
but the item in question will still take effect. So you're right about the Rocky helmet. So it doesn't get rid of the item.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Trevenant might be a sleeper. The reason why I wanted to put up Mimikyu is because of Mimolax, of course. And so something I did when I ran Snorlax in very early Sword and Shield is that I would set the Destiny Bond. So like against hyper offensive teams on the last turn of Trick Room, I would click Destiny Bond with Mimikyu. So basically like you can stop the Trick Room and knock out Mimikyu, but you're gonna lose your Mon in return.
Right.
It's really it forces like certain end games and can be really good, but it is kind of gimmicky. And then the last one is Carbink. You can do iron defense body press. You can do dazzling gleam. You can do gyro ball, which it takes advantage of the slow speed that it has. Like, and the one thing I really like about it, like, we're not going to see as much sleep powder as we usually do. Like, Amoonguss won't be around as much. So with Sturdy and Mental Herb, you can basically use Carbink to guarantee the Trick Room.
Yeah. It also gets guard swap too, which is like, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're running like Dusclops plus, I mean, well, Dusclops is already bulky, but it can give guard swap to like something that's not bulky. Ariados.
Oh, yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. Swap on the
Next
areas.
Next up is our heavy hitters. These are just going to be the mons that you can see, that you're going to see, that can force a lot of damage, are set up in a way. So we got both the Ursalunas. They both do their own thing. At this point, we all know what Ursalunas do. You got Garchomp, which can run Clear Amulet that we saw in early Series 1, Regulation A. You got Snorlax, which can run Curse if you're focusing just on Trick Room. You
Amnesia
can
as
run
well.
Belly Drum, which is the more common. We got Guts, Sheer Force, and Iron Fist Conkeldurr. Honestly, you can pick the Conkeldurr that's right for you. Conkeldurr is going to be really good. Like, I definitely think Iron Fist with like Assault Vest can be really good here. So you can have your Ice Punch, you can have your Drain Punch, you can have your Mach Punch.
Priority. Yep, priority Mach.
What's the last punch move you should have?
You don't want to run a fourth one. Like you can also run like I think Thunder Punch or Fire Punch, but
Right.
you can also just run Knockoff as well.
Is Knockoff boosted?
No, but it's a good
I don't
move.
think so, but yeah,
But it's still worth it.
Yeah.
And then Como is kind of the same way, where you can just run Como the way you want it to. You can run it special, you can run it physical, you can run it Klinger Scales, you can run it iron, like I don't know how good the Iron Defense Body Press set would be with Como.
Honestly, like people have used it to pretty good success.
Yeah.
I don't know about in this format, but like
But I know back in Spike Myth and back in like Sword and Shield, I know James Beck really liked the body press Como.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because you could have you can flash cannon.
Right.
You could have terrored and got the flash cannon, got the defense boost that way.
Yes.
And then like the boosting.
Sorry, Snorlax does get amnesia too, though. So like, if you do want to do like, curse amnesia, like you can technically set up Snorlax on both ends, and if you have the proper support for that, like a leftovers thick fat Snorlax or something is just ridiculous. Like, because you wouldn't want to run recycle with that set; it would just be like really unnecessary.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that in a set like this, poison would be worse than burn, because so I would run like probably like immunity with this with like leftovers.
Right.
And then like just facade, you know?
Yeah, right, absolutely. Yep.
Because let's be real, like facade at like base 70 with like Snorlax is not too bad.
Also gets heavy slam.
Yeah.
So you could run like heavy slam, earthquake, whatever. Or protect like if you really want, but
yeah, but then like so the only reason I hate those like normal types that it's like, oh, I have no way to hit ghost.
Exactly.
Types.
Yeah, that's the thing is I wouldn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
It does get crunch.
Yeah.
You want to get bit by a bear?
Like how, and this is kind of how I ran my regular Ursaluna, or like earthquake, like next to Cresselia with earthquake, facade, and then crunch to cover the ghost types. With Blood Moon, you don't have to worry about that because of Mind's Eye. But yeah, Como, like those are going to be your heavy hitters. Of course, there are tons of mons that can be setup mons that can be heavy hitters, but we just wanted to focus on like the big, like the pseudos. Next are the weather abusers. So there's like some unique ones in here. We did have Barraskewda on this list, but we took it off in favor of Slush Rush, Alolan, Sandslash, because it's got a really good typing. It has access to a lot of powerful moves. Does it get Ice Spinner? Yes, it does. So let's look at its ice type moves.
If so only we still had triple axle.
Oh, triple axle would be so good. But then it would also be on Serena.
Yes,
which would be
which I would love.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would like it too because I've definitely used Serena a couple times. I'm like, man, I could really use triple axle right now.
Right. I mean, I guess you could run loaded dice icicle spear, but like, I think Sand Slash's problem is that it's 4 times weak to fighting and fire. So it's like it
Yeah,
really wants something like a focus sash or like some
but
way to
now
just
you
live.
have Terra though.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
You
yeah,
just go Terra water and boom, you good.
right.
And then any grass type mon that wants to take advantage of that water is gonna have to deal with ice type moves. So here's the thing: do you go with the accuracy of Icicle Crash, or do you go with less power of Ice Spinner?
I personally like Ice
Ice
Spinner
Yeah.
because missing feels bad.
Missing does feel bad.
Even though,
Ice Spinner,
missing a KO by like 1 also feels bad.
and doesn't it also get ground type moves? What
Terra
ground type moves
Blast.
does
It gets Terra Blast. Everything gets
it
good
gets
moves.
it gets Drill Run, which it's 95%. I'm okay with 95%.
Yeah, yeah. It's sometimes you got to do it.
Because I'm looking at this right now and like this screams like Assault Vest,
Yeah, yeah. You like Gyro
especially
Ball
with the
too.
Terra.
I mean, you can run Gyro Ball.
Well, if we're abusing the Slush Rush, we want
Ooh,
to go like
true,
max
true,
speed,
true,
right?
true, true, true.
So Gyro Ball would be like anti-synergistic is the
Yeah,
plugin word that.
big
But
vocab.
the one thing I noticed when I was looking at these, like all of these, and that's the reason why the ability makes them good. They all have such mid speed.
Yeah.
So Barraskewda and Shift Tree are gonna be your fastest weather mons. So just keep that in effect. But they're all slower than a lot of mons that will have tailwind support. What makes Victory Bell so unique is it's poison typing, so you don't have to worry about poison chain as much with Victory Bell. You also get access to the sleep powder, which we talked about. Like it's not as prevalent in the Kitakami decks. Lilligant is also in here that I've totally forgot about. So you can do the same thing with Lilligant. You can do the same thing with Hisuian Lilligant. Just protect 2 good moves and sleep powder. With Lilligants, you want to go after you instead.
Mhm.
Shift Tree and Ludicolo both get access to Fake Out. The advantage with Shift Tree is that you get access to Sucker Punch being a dark type, so you have more than one priority move to take advantage of, where Ludicolo doesn't. Does it have Aqua Jet? No. No Grassy Glide either. No, it does. It gets Grassy Glide. But it's only a priority if grassy terrain is up. So Shift Tree does have a couple more like edges on Ludicolo, but I do think Ludicolo is still better overall. What do you guys think?
Ludicolo better than Shift Tree.
Yeah.
In general, yeah. I mean, Shift Tree, because it gets Wind Rider, is nice, but that's not Chlorophyll, so.
Yeah. Well, that's also like you also have to factor that in though, that you have to figure out like which Shift Tree you're dealing with.
Right, right.
Especially if you're carrying those icy winds, those heat waves, like those hurricanes. Like we talked about how Polytoad usually wants to have icy wind. Like usually if you're running a rain team, you have Sun Mon with Hurricane. Like so definitely have to watch out for Shift Tree now because of its Wind Rider ability.
And Explosion. Like, it can technically just click Explosion.
Ew.
That is true. You also got to
Basket
consider
Legion.
the fact that. Sorry. You also got to consider the fact that Shift Tree is very frail, so it's
Yeah.
most likely going to eat up your sash.
Yeah.
And this tour is best of 1 too, technically, so Remember, cheese strats are good.
We value explosion here.
Yeah, someone was just mentioning that explosion's only good in best of one, but this is best of one.
Yeah, this is best of one. You have to like all those cheese strats you have to think about.
Yep. Yep.
Ludicolo, it has really good move coverage with like Giga Drain, Ice Beam, and the only bad part is that it's water move. Like you have to deal with Hydro Pump because it doesn't have Scald.
Ooh.
Doesn't have
It used to get Scald, didn't it?
Muddy Water. I think it used to get both of them at one point in time.
Yeah. Whatever. It can be like our poor friend Slowbro.
So like
Yeah, it's literally like Slowbro. It gets Surf, Water, Hydro Pump, and Water Pulse.
I am not gonna lie though, I did run Water Pulse on. Granted, I didn't do good at NAIC, but I did run Water Pulse on my bundle, and I did get a couple confusions. Like I did get a win off of a confusion. So you could run Water Pulse and add some more RNG into your favor. We know what Basket Legion does. We talked about and Sand Slash, and then Poliwrath. Poliwrath just has like Drain Punch, Waterfall. You would probably want to do Protect, and what else would you add to it?
It does get Belly Drum technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bulk Up is probably a little better.
I think Belly Drum wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, it's all about the
was
team, right?
Yeah. But you could run it, you could bring in water, you can bring in the rain second. So that way like you're not getting the Belly Drum. Because I think if you have the rain up and you like Belly Drum and you're like, I'm sitting here with 75% HP, who wants to knock me out? Like but we got a couple more. Yeah, we're already like 50 minutes in. So fun. Diplin. Doga, you want to talk about Diplin?
Yeah, so basically people have been kind of sleeping on Super Sweet Syrup, mainly because it is a hard evasion drop, which basically works the same thing as like an Intimidate. So it does unfortunately activate things like Defiant and Competitive, but it also allows a lot of moves that are like 90 accuracy and stuff like that to guarantee hits.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the team I'm going to be running is going to be a core of Mousehold, Annihilate, and Diplin, and I'm just going to rock Population Bomb, like Population Bomb, Mousehold, switch into Diplin, and then just knock something out for free, pretty much.
Yeah, and then you also like you get speed control with the Syrup Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that's such an interesting move.
The thing about Syrup Bomb is that does not count as a hard stat drop. That counts as its own little individual stat drop. So the Syrup Bomb speed drops do not proc Defiant.
They're implicit?
Competitive. What was that?
So they're like a Swords of Ruin drop, where it's like the actual number and not like a stat drop.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
This thing also gets Pollen Puff too.
It gets Pollen Puff. It gets Recover. It obviously gets access to Eviolite. If you want to run hardcore damage, it gets access to things like Leaf Storm and Draco Meteor. Like, there's a lot of good things that Diplin has, and it's decently slow to where you could potentially run it in Trick Room as well.
If you do want to run it in Trick Room, you get access to Gyro Ball, which is great fairy coverage.
And it also underspeeds some things too, so kind of like Sinistra.
It also underspeeds both forms of Ursaluna. Since I think base form Ursaluna is 50 and then Blood Moon is 52.
So we'd probably want to Giga Drain somewhere, because you don't want to hit, like if you're trying to use Diplin as that Ursaluna counter, You don't want Syrup Bomb knocking off its speed.
Right.
You could also rock recover because this thing also gets recover, but I do
Yeah.
agree with the Giga Drain.
Next up, Milotic. We know what Milotic does. Milotic does Milotic things. It can sit on the field. It can coil. It can hypnosis. It can icy wind. It can ice beam. It has Scald back. It has access to Scald. So Milotic does a bunch of things. And if you look at the Kitakami decks, there's not a lot of hard hitting electric types. So you are kind of okay going with a Terra. I want to say a Terra Flying wouldn't be bad for this tournament.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of good hard hitting rock types, especially like bulkier ones.
Yeah, that Dragon
And
Tail tech is also going to be a good surprise to keep in mind for countering Trick Room.
Ooh, yeah.
Because Dragon Tail's a
didn't think
forced
about that.
swap move.
Yeah. You have the Weezings with neutralizing gas, which is going to cancel out abilities. I'm sure someone's going to come up with something cheesy for that. And then Michael also wanted to do Gliscor. So Michael, do you want to talk about Gliscor a little?
So when Gliscor was first announced to be back in the DLC, I was super excited for it. And then everyone was talking about it's not going to be viable because of Urshifu or Flutter or any of the big hard-hitting mons. But now we have a format where we can play it without those big hitting mons. You still have to worry about like Trick Room or Lunas, but it can just stay on the field and heal and then be able to knock off the opponent's items. Has high horsepower, which it just got this generation, which is very nice. And I think it just got dual wing beat. I don't remember it having it last gen.
Does it get
it got
Sniper as
nice-
well?
I wish that would be really fun.
What all abilities does it get besides Poison Heal?
Hyper
Cutter.
Cutter, Stand
Okay.
Veil.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely want Poison Veil if anything.
Mhm.
I mean, Hyper Cutter's cool, like, but it's not like Gliscor's usually your like heavy hitter.
Oh,
That it
I
gets
always
Crab
type in.
Hammer too.
It gets crap. Oh, that's a good coverage.
Mhm.
But so the one thing, like, I know the dual wing beat's really good, but like it's 90% accuracy. But now with terrestrialization, like you can always do the Terra Blast and you can get a base 80 like flying type move, which is probably it would be its best physical flying type move. If you add that on with Protect and Swords Dance, like you can get a good like sweeper mon that just
Right.
hits really hard in the types that it hits.
Yeah, and if you do want to run, what's it called? If you do want to run Hyper Cutter, you could try to set up an acrobatics set.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Crawdaunt too. I think one of the biggest things Crawdaunt doesn't have going for it is that it's kind of frail. But adaptability Crawdaunt has access to some really, really good stab moves. It gets knockoff, Aquajet, Liquidation, Night Slash, which has that high crit chance. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can run Crawdaunt. One of the best is going to be Choice Band. I don't think in general a lot of people are going to be using Crawdaunt because it's not like amazing, but I'm not 100% sure how Terra interacts with adaptability, but if you do get a adaptability boost on your Terra, that would also be pretty big for any additional moves that it gets besides Terra Blast. Like if you're running like Fighting Terra close combat, like
Yeah.
That's
So let's look it up at Bulbapedia. Bulbapedia usually like will quickly and easily describe. When a Pokemon with adaptability is terrestrialized, adaptability only affects moves of the Terra type. If the Pokemon's Terra type is one of its original types, its stab is 2.25. Otherwise, it's 2.
okay. So they're saying that it doesn't like you can't go like Water Terra on top of that and go like +3 instead of like, but it should actually do a _2 on the additional Terra. Right?
So so you would get a 2 point. You'd get it would be 2.25. So if you went Terra Water, your Aqua Jet, your adaptability Aqua Jet would be 2.25 instead of 2. But if you Terra Water, you lose access to adaptability knockoff.
Right.
So there's definitely some trade-offs there.
But no, but if you go Terra Ground, you do get a ×2 ground, for example, is what I think it was
Yes.
saying. Yeah.
Yes, but you'll no longer get adaptability on all of its other moves.
Right. Which.
But if you're choice banned, like, you're not really losing too much out on that, you know?
Right.
Until you switch out.
Yes, you could run like X Scissor or Close Combat or something. I mean, it really does get a pretty decent move pool. It's just that like Crawdaunt is pretty frail, so.
Yeah. So yeah, it would definitely have to be a Trick Room on.
Yeah.
And then it still like has a challenge because it's still just do
If anything, you could
it goes
run
down to
Assault
54,
Vest,
so
but
you're
like,
still like. But yeah, then you're putting a lot into the Crawdaunt.
Yeah, no, it's more so just worth mentioning because it has adaptability, and that's like all. But you could just use Basculegion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Basculegion for sure. And you can even run it with Rain. Next up is support. We know what Clefairy does. Evial Light, Follow Me, Heal Pulse, Icy Wind, not Hypnosis, Sing. Don't run Sing.
Icy Wind,
Sing is
Life
such a
Dew.
terrible move. Sing with Diplin though. Sing with Diplin though. But yeah, Life Dew. So you get recovery. You get
It also gets
all bunch
Calm
of stuff
Mind, which
with
is really
Clefairy.
fun to
It's
run with an
such a good.
Eviolite Pokemon.
Ooh, because it just stacks so quickly.
Yeah.
We have Mousehold. We shouldn't like Mousehold does Mousehold things. We've talked about Mousehold here and there. Pachirisu, if you want to have that world champ difference, you can do the Follow Me Nuzzle. The only thing that we're really worried about with Pachirisu and Raichu is that their abilities aren't as good because there's not going to be as many electric types. But it's also good, like if you're running a rain team, to have that electric type coverage where you can prevent electric type moves.
Mm-hmm. And technically, with Alolan Golem being in there, like if you do run into an Alolan Golem, it has Galvanize, so it can galvanize Explosion and like things like that.
Yep.
So wouldn't Explosion, because it hits all opponents, wouldn't it still damage your teammate?
Yes, but I mean, at least you can like sop up the damage.
Yeah.
So you can click like Protect plus Lightning Rod or something like.
Also with Raichu, you get access to Knockoff and Grass Knot, and with Pachirisu, you have things like Super Fang and like Helping Hand, and Raichu also gets like Helping Hand and stuff like that.
Raichu gets Knockoff now. It's actually not a terrible Assault Vest user. I know not a lot of people use Assault Vest on Raichu, but like it is an item to keep in mind. I think Sash is like ultimately the best, but
yeah, you could always just run like max HP because it's pretty fast.
You
like,
pretty much never run
investment.
like damage investment. You always like run like speed or just like HP and yeah.
And then there's also Volt Switch, so you can pivot in and out with the Raichu and get more longevity out of it.
Right.
Ambipom, we think Ambipom could be funny, even though it doesn't have any good moves to take care of it. So you can run Fake Out, and then you could do Terra, Normal, Silk Scarf, Last Resort, which is a 140 base power move, but it only works if you use all of your other moves first. So if you just have Fake Out and Last Resort, all you do is click Fake Out turn 1, and then after that you're ready to click Last Resort. So this could probably be a lot of good damage. You just have to watch out for ghost types. And then Grimmsnarl. We know what Grimmsnarl does. Thunderwave will be solid speed control, especially in any format. I think that it would be good. I wouldn't say Scary Face. Like in Sword and Shield, like there was a big debate on whether you ran Thunderwave or Scary Face. The thing is that Scary Face went through and hit electric type Pokemon, where it didn't hit electric type Pokemon with Thunderwave.
Yeah.
But with King Gambit around, like, and Milotic around, like, you really don't want a Scary Face if you don't want to.
Well, yeah, but you can also self-proc too, which is one of the big things with Scary Face. Like,
Yeah.
if you need to
Especially with
counter
Lash Out
Trick
now.
Room.
If you Scary Face into your own mon, it activates Defiant?
No.
I don't
You
think
can
so.
you can
No.
counter Trick Room by halving your speed with it.
I have done that with my fair share of Kyogres and
Yeah,
Sword and
right.
Shield.
But also I think another thing that's important to point out about Grimmsnarl is that like Grimmsnarl is actually really good as well run as an offensive mon. So like sure we can sit here and talk about like Thunder Wave, Scary Face, like screens. That's all good things that it does, right? But like you can also just run a Fake Out, Spirit Break, Sucker Punch, and like Parting Shot, and that's like a really good Grimmsnarl. Or like take Sucker Punch off for like False Surrender or something, you know. But
Yeah.
like Grimmsnarl actually has pretty good attacking power. You can see that attack stat right there is 120. So like it's really not messing around. And its bulk is enough that like if you do just run it 252 HP, 252 attack, or even like a little bit of attack off for some bulk, more bulk, right? Like Grimmsnarl can do
Yeah.
really good things, even with it, like especially if you run like Life Orb or something crazy. Like, I mean, it also gets Pickpocket, so like you could do that, but then you don't run Prankster, so
Yeah, you could do Pickpocket Berry. And
right.
once the berry activates, like you can start stealing items. I think it's really good. Like items, like moves that steal items can be really underrated. Like I've definitely used Bug Bite to like recover and like keep certain mons alive before. And it's really funny when it works. It's just like, let me just eat your berry. Nom, 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 nom.
Right.
But the last part of this video, I know this is really long.
Hatterini is also
thank
in
you.
there too, by the way.
Okay. For the Trick Room, yeah.
Yeah, and it has really good abilities too with whatever
Magic
it's
Bounce.
yeah, Magic Bounce, yeah. So it can't get taunted, you know.
Oh yeah, that's another good Trick Room setter.
Yeah.
What are your sleeper picks? Like what do you think people are going to overlook? For me, I know that Canto Clark said that some people are talking about it, but I think a lot of people are going to get new toy syndrome and forget the powerfulness of a solid mouse ape and best of one.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have a sleeper pick?
It's hard to say, I feel like, because like we know what all the mons are. Like, I mean, it's like I can think about which ones are going to be kind of solid, and it's the things like Fazandipiti, Milotic, and I'm like, well, I mean, I don't really see them as like sleepers, like like Snorlax, I want to say, but like I don't see it as a sleeper.
I feel like sleeper, like something that people are gonna like overlook, not like that people forgot about it, but something that people are gonna like be too busy planning your Sinister matchup, and
You just saw
figuring-
Staraptor. Staraptor's not terrible. It gets Final Gambit. It gets Intimidate. It gets Reckless.
we just built half of a Series 1 team just like that.
It gets Brave Bird.
It gets Tailwind.
Tailwind, yep. Noctowl, because Noctowl has Tinted Lens. I don't remember. I think Lockix is also in here, so both of them having Tinted Lens means that they will be able to do surprising damage at certain times. Noctowl does not hit very hard, but if Lockix is in here, which I think it is, I'm not 100% sure. It is.
It's not.
I'm almost positive because I've seen it like on the cliffs.
It's not.
Is it not in there?
It's not. The only other mon with tinted lens in the DLC is Yon Mega.
Okay, well that's not bad. I mean, Yen Mega is actually kind of a sleeper pick also because, well, I don't know if it's a sleeper, but I mean, the fact that it gets speed boost is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for it.
Speed boost, so you definitely run Protect.
And Charge a Bug.
Oh, the Charge-a-Bug.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my
The
goodness.
little battery bug. Honestly, though, Charge-a-Bug was one of my favorite support mons in Scarlet and Violet. Like, it was so bulky, and you could just click substitute, and like sometimes you wouldn't even lose your substitute to the craziest things. Like, you just run like E-Web, Struggle Bug. It doesn't get Electrowebs anymore, if I'm correct. So most people just run.
That's so mean.
I know, it's kind of rude. So most people run full bug moves like Sticky Web, Struggle Bug, String Shot, Protect, or Substitute.
String Shot is underrated because,
Furt
like,
gets
if you
Follow
think
Me?
about it, like, String Shot is a spread move, kind of like Leer. And so with one String Shot, you can negate a Tailwind.
Yeah. And Sticky Webs is also is like spikes too, which is nice.
Yeah. Does it get
Someone in my chat said
Silk
Furt
Trap?
gets
No.
Follow Me. Not that we've been looking at Furt, but Furt is it's a little bit frail, but it does have a decent speeds tier and HP tier. Does it get Follow Me?
Does.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you see
It
a
doesn't get
Furt,
Endeavor,
you know.
though. It does get Chilling Water.
Ariados gets Sniper, I'm pretty sure. So you can run. I mean, no one's going to be using Ariados probably, but like you can technically run like a Water Terra Ariados with Swords Dance Cross Poison.
It gets a lot of really cool moves actually.
Yeah,
I think
I
it
actually
matches
really
with
like
Axis, like,
Ariados'
Shadow Sneak.
moveset.
It gets Night Slash. I know that because
Yep.
This was a mon that I looked that like I thought could be decent in a format where there's no Fluttermane and Ruin Pokemon and Legendary Pokemon.
Right.
It gets things like-
Infestation too. Infestation has one of the best in-game sounds. Like in the
Yes,
sense
I
that
love-
it sounds
I love that
annoying.
It's 10 decibels higher than anything else in the game for no reason.
I mean, it sounds so much like being swarmed by bugs when you don't want to.
I just
yeah.
hear and feel Toxapex on me.
But like, if you don't want to run that stuff, it like I know Zach's kind of showing it off too, but it gets things like Sucker Punch as well, like Shadow Sneak, Mega Horn
Facade.
if you want to run some high damaging bug moves.
Yeah.
Does it get First Impression?
It
It
does.
It does get Leech Life, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so Leech
It
Life
does
is
get
the
Leech
big
Life.
move.
It gets Fellstinger.
Yeah, right. Which, I mean,
Throw that out there.
if you do get a chance.
And although it's the probably worst user of it in the DLC, it also gets Rage Powder. So you could
Does it
technically run
really
it
get
as-
Rage Powder?
I think it got it this generation.
Wow.
It does.
So you can technically run it as redirection too.
But
Yeah,
hold on.
and the Toxic Threads move someone in my chat mentioned. Toxic Threads is a new move that
It's not that good.
poisons and lowers speed.
Here we go.
So if you type T for Spinarak or Ariados, Toxic Thread, yeah, it lowers the target's speed and poisons them.
Yeah, it's not that bad. The only thing is like it's not a spread move. It's only single target.
Right. Yeah, I think it's pretty
So-
niche. Like you're definitely cheesing if you're running Toxic Thread.
Right. So it's like if you're using Toxic Thread, it means you're not using String Shot, which we already talked about how good that is. Or, and I know we talked about Pheasantipity earlier. Pheasantipity with Icy Wind kind of does the same thing, just with a 30% chance of toxic instead of just a 100% chance to regular poison.
Right. Yeah, and that's something that's
Yeah.
important in Pokemon too. Is like when you start looking at things that are too niche, you should always say to yourself, like, what better Pokemon can accomplish the same thing, even if it's in a slightly different way? And like, yeah, Fazandipiti with Toxic Chain and Icy Wind is like literally the same thing but better. So
Also, I think people don't underestimate, but like people don't realize the power of like the fact that toxic stacks until you switch out. Like, so if you're toxic and you switch out, then it just becomes regular poison. So a lot of people will do that to conserve like HP on that mon that was toxic. But if you can put them in a situation where one of their best options is to switch out, you can capitalize off of it.
right.
But I mean, we could run an Evolite Spinarak.
but Eviolite Spinarak,
Hear
Look
me
at
out
it.
here.
just a little guy,
He's just a little guy.
and we're getting close to Halloween too.
Yeah, but I mean, even if like Dogo was saying, the Charger Bug is just so much better though.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's got higher defenses all around. I think, yeah, higher HP is just better.
Mhm.
that battery is gonna make special attackers go hard.
Mm-hmm. It actually is kind of good with Fazandipiti because then Fazandipiti can actually do something. But yeah, I mean Fazandipiti's not amazing. It'd be nicer if it hit a little harder.
Yeah, they gave it 91 attack and 70 special attack.
Yeah, like I've been running Life Orb special Fazandipiti just because I like its special move pool. And I mean, so technically, if you are running Life Orb plus battery, that's 1.3 times 1.3. So I mean, you're doing okay. You know, it's 1.69.
Dude, I think I had this on my Charger Bug team, but Sheer Force, Landorus plus Charger Bug.
Well, yeah, not in this format, right? But
Not in this format, but I'm just thinking overall.
right.
I was trying to see if any of them that could take it. No, nothing that. Hisuian Braviary could take advantage of the Life Force, the Life Orb Sheer Force plus battery stacking.
It could, if it was in the DLC.
Right.
Oh, it's not. I thought Rufflet was.
It's not. No. This
Oh.
Yeah,
DLC
that's what I
just
was
gave
gonna
us
say
Manda-
too.
The DLC just gave us Mandibuzz.
I'm okay with that. I like Mandibuzz.
Yeah, Mandibuzz I think is going to be... I think Mandibuzz might be a decent sleeper pick.
I
Just 'cause
I do
just 'cause I
think
think there's going to be... Because I think there's going to be so many people running, like, Illumise and Volbeat for the Prankster Tailwind stuff that no one's really going to consider Mandibuzz.
I'm honestly really excited for Mandibuzz to exist in a Terra format just because like it has been such a good bulk wall in the past.
Yep.
yeah,
Especially...
it was really good in Spike Mix Cup. Like,
Especially consider the fact that we can give it Psychic Seed and throw it next to an Indeedee.
True. Is Indeedee in the did we
It
talk
is.
about that?
We have.
it,
It was in
well,
the
we
history
talked about
room.
it earlier,
It is in there.
so you can go.
Yeah, Indeedee female is indeed Indeedee in the DLC.
Indeedee is Indeedee in there.
Yeah,
So,
Indeedee is
and
Indeedee DLC.
Someone in my
And you
chat
don't get
said
the-
Clangorous Soul plus Dancer plus Battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clangor Soul's a dancing move, so Oricorio could be a potential sleeper pick too.
Yeah.
Very, very niche. Might not work, but oh boy, that's something that could
And
happen.
Yeah.
and it also has Baton Pass, so you can just put
That too,
Baton
yeah.
Pass it to something else, and then switch in Charge a Bug.
Yeah. One of my homies in my draft league, shout out to Sebastian, really likes running Indeedee male with choice specs. So he just like blows things up with hyper voice. And I mean you can still run like Trick Room and then just switch it out if you need to. But Indeedee male is faster than the other ones, so you can
Yeah.
actually surprise people with like Scarf or Specs and then just do like big damage with hyper voice and things like that.
I actually brought that up right before you joined. Doug and I were talking about it, but then I remembered that it no longer gets expanding force.
Yes,
Like
which is big sad.
Mandibuzz, like Psychic Seed Mandibuzz plus Choice Scarf Indeedee male with expanding force like would have been really good.
Yeah.
Because even if you go against Armor Rogue Indeedee, like Mandibuzz can just snarl.
Right.
Okay, so we completely overlooked this one. Gudra's in the DLC too.
Wait,
Ooh.
what?
Is it?
Yeah, Gudra's in the Kitakami decks.
No, it's not.
I think I
It
just
is.
saw it.
It's number 180. So
Oh,
Hisuian Gudra
Well,
is...
I need to now make my team.
Everything just changed. We can now use body
Yep.
press.
Yeah, Hisuian Gudra
And
is going to be a
Sapsiper.
thing too.
so if you made it this far in the video, one, don't forget to like and subscribe. Two, you need to find a way to tech Haze onto your team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone in my chat said
Oh my
Illumise gets
goodness.
fake tears too, so you can technically just blow things up like that.
Yeah. Illumise also gets Charm, which,
Charm, yeah.
that's kind of fun to think about too.
Yeah. So if you do need to deal with a Gudra, you can just click fake tears plus like Moonblast or something and make it cry.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel so bad because I was looking at the decks just last night. I'm like, I wonder if Gudra's in here. I didn't realize I scrolled right past him.
Yeah, I saw him and I was like, oh, there's Gudra. And I did not click in the slightest that Hisuian Gudra was going to be there. So I was
Yeah,
like, oh no.
and we don't have Urshifu to deal with it.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
It's interesting to think that if you have fake tears, Ninetales can actually be somewhat of a Gudra answer.
True.
If you get the burn
Well,
with
both of them.
Machagacha,
Oh yeah.
a Terra, like, and well, no, there's really no reason for it to run shell armor.
Yeah. So it'll probably just be mainly a sap sipper,
Sap Sipper.
especially if we're going up against like grass Ogrepon.
That's actually, oh, that's a good point. This thing's gonna be really good right
Because
now.
in reality, if you Terra Water Hisui and Gudra with sap sipper, then Fire Ogrepon can't really do much damage to it after it either shelters or iron defenses, and then like Horn Leech will do nothing.
I've been saying it for months. Gudra is OP.
It just took a DLC where we didn't need where Urshifu doesn't exist for it to actually be OP.
Wait.
Yeah.
Boom.
Wheezy Squeezy with Haze.
Wheezing. Yep.
Yeah.
Wheezing Haze. Means no more boost on Gudra, no more Sap Sipper.
I saw
We
Wheezing
do
die
know.
to like
Wheezing.
one psychic move in this game, and I was like, that's. It used to be bulky. That's not gonna be like a thing, is it?
Well, it was bulky in the sense that it was a good physical tank.
Yeah.
Are there any really good like steel mons? Like in the Kitakami
Hisui
decks?
Gudra.
Yeah.
Hisui and Gudra.
Alright, so we go. Protect. Go. Wisp. Haze. And then you can't like fit a move. Like you either can't fit Protect or you can't fit a move. Because most of the time you want to go like Wisp and then like a poison type attack and then taunt. Oh, I wish you wouldn't have brought up the Gudra.
Sorry, I just clicked in my head and I was like, oh wait.
Oh, so I think we're gonna leave it at that. Did we miss anything? I feel like we probably did miss something, but I feel like we covered a whole lot. This is just a starting point that we wanted to talk about mons that can fill certain roles, do certain things, and ones that you need to watch out for, like I see in Gudra. But that is going to be all. Thank you, Doga, Gudra VGC, and Kanto Clark for coming in and talking with me for over an hour easily. But it's been fun.
yeah. It's always a
Yeah,
pleasure.
fun here.
But that is going to be all. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Check out Gudra and Kanto Clark and their descriptions down. I always do that in the link in the description. Until next time, I'm Zach, and we'll see everyone later. Oh, that was quite the video.
Doga.
That's gonna be a fun one.
I only need to change one mon on my team to make the whole guards. I'm
Oh,
gonna
no
stop because
way.
I'm gonna stop because I just remember Kanto's still alive.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna
I
end my stream right now, but I guess I just needed a sec to officially tell the other people that I'm gonna end my stream.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end the stream as well. I definitely was not planning on streaming for 2 hours. I kind of forgot that we were planning on talking about the Kitakami prologue, and I was I just wanted to stream because it's been a while, and I'm so excited about all these things happening in my life right now. Like, my life is finally starting to look up in terms of the jewelry stuff taking off, and I'm gonna make a video talking about it tomorrow, so you guys will get to hear about it. But yeah, I was just excited, so I wanted to stream, and then these guys reminded me nicely that we were planning on doing this talk about the Kitakami prologue, so we happened to do that live. We'll call it a little Bob Ross type of thing, a little happy accident, right? And those are the type of things I've been having in my life recently, which is good. More happy accidents. So, yeah, it's nice. And thank you all for tuning in. Do consider leaving a like or subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely check out Zach's channel. We will have a video coming out with Zach in 2 days. So tomorrow I'm just gonna do a channel update. The day after that, you'll see me and Zach playing in the losers finals of the reggae DLC tour together, and then we'll go from there, right? Yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and let me end my